2 on Monday, July 13th, 2026. Let's call to order the City of Denison CVB Advisory Board meeting. Are there any public comments for today? No. All right, we'll move on to items for individual consideration. We will receive a report, hold discussion, and take action on approving the minutes from the previous board meeting held on June 8th, 2026. You'll find those on page 3 of your packet.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Those minutes are approved. On to item 3B, receive report, hold discussion, take action on the CVB Tourism Grant 2026 Cycle 2 submission by the Blue Bonnet Norfolk Terrier Club. You'll find that packet application starting on page 10 of your packet. And board, you'll find the budget on page 11 of your packet.
Oh, well, these are new ones that we upgraded. I didn't do enough for everybody, but sorry.
Robin, how are you today?
Well, I'm actually Shelley.
You're
Robin
Shelley.
College is the one that submitted this. I've worked with her. I am involved with this particular event, this Blue Bonnet Norfolk Terriers Club Fast Cat event, but Robin's the one that actually typed in the info on our grant application, so she's our club president.
All right. Well, sorry for the assumption.
That's okay, not a problem, not a problem. Basically, we're just here to submit this grant, and with, I know there were some modifications that occurred this year, and so what we're primarily focusing on is trying to get some approval for funding that regards the, we're going to do some more marketing with regard to this Bellow marketing is the group we're considering using out of Pottsboro. That's where I live, and I can work closely with them. And that would address more social media. We've got things related to mailers and flyers and this and that, trying to appeal to those that are coming in for this event to do this dog run. And we're trying to up our game with the whole weekend package. It's going to be primarily that, which this new little T-shirt design is what we're really excited about. The club is really real widespread as far as where we're living, and so they literally there's members coming in from all across the kind of country. Really, we've got people coming in from Nebraska and from Wyoming and South Texas, McAllen and Oklahoma and St. Louis and different places. But there's a bulk of the participants are in the North Texas-ish area. And I know I've done these events in a lot of other places. In my little notebook here, if you want to look at a few more pictures, which like even this was a picture of me with my dog. I know you can't see from that far away, but that was like the header picture for the advertisement that was on the site where people sign up for this event. And the main thing you can see on my sleeve is Denison, So anyway, we try to use our T-shirts, we try to use our mailers, we try to use our information, and then wear these things not only at other events, but at dog shows, etc. In fact, I had 2 or 3 of us had them on at the Dallas Dog Show, which was last weekend. And several people came up to me going, "Oh, you're the group out of Denison, and we're coming this year." And what I was going to say is we're trying to expand on what we're offering. We're going to do a fit dog offering where it's kind of like a little walk, and people can actually get a title on their dog. But it's mostly to encourage people to exercise with their dogs and to get out and to do things and so on. And of course, she built the new beautiful dog park there at Forest Park, which encourages people to get out and let their dogs exercise, but they can do it with them. We're going to add farm dog, which is because we're kind of in a rural that's sort of like canine good citizen with a dog approach, you know, like the dog has to be able to go through a gate. There's about, you have to jump up on a bale of hay and all these different things. But those are the kind of added events. Last year we had vendors. This year in fact, last year we encouraged that Texoma City Life group to come out and just see what we were doing. This year they're actually going to put a whole feature article in September in their magazine, which we're very excited about. It's going to talk about Denison. It's going to talk about the Fast Cat event, and that will be one of their featured spots. So we're trying really hard to promote not only the city, but the event itself. And anyway, we've just appreciated so much your help in order to allow us to be visible and to make these kind of efforts. So anyway, the two things we're really looking at is the advertising dollars and this T-shirt situation. We would love the T-shirt idea that you were just handed. I literally just got the upgraded version of it today, and of course we're having those printed here in Denison. And but that would be just, and on the back, as you can see, it's going to say Discover. It's going to have your logo. So we decided to really go even bigger on promoting this city and so forth, since you've been so generous with us. So that's really, and if you have questions for me, that's really it in a nutshell.
So is this the third year for their event, or just
It
the
is.
third year where we did the application for the grant?
Well, it's the third year for the event, and the third year where we've applied for the application for the event. So it's a 3-on-3.
So board, y'all can see we're in 24. They had 300 participants, about 25 rooms booked, and 25, same thing, 300 participants, 35 rooms booked from reports from the hotels. The T-shirt it's on line item other paid advertising, the 715. Is that the?
I'm sorry, say that again.
For the T-shirts, the budget for it's $715.
Yes, and that may, yes, I mean, that's what we put in. That's just based on, like, as you can see on this sheet that I just handed you, they've given us a price per T-shirt, and, you know, we can tweak it quantity-wise. I feel like we at least needed that, you know, that many because of our members that come from so far away, and there are 3-day volunteers. Plus, it helps us identify go to these people, they'll answer your questions or help you with your, you know, request or your dog or your this or that, so.
But they also are folks that went up to dog shows.
Oh, absolutely. Every one of these people are big into showing, and they're doing not only performance events, which is what this is, or they're doing confirmation events, which is like watching your Westminster Dog Show when you guys, you know, do that, you know, around January or February or whatever. So those are, and it's shocking how many people that we've discovered have dogs in both sides of the world, you know, both sides of that. So they do a lot of traveling. I mean, a lot of these people, you know, that's their livelihood. It's like a guy going to a car show or a chili cook-off. This is their hobby and their fun and their weekend. But some of them, it's almost their profession. So
Yeah. So board, do y'all have any troubles with the promotional T-shirts, especially since they have our logo on
It's
there?
so prominent. I think it's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and wearing it outside, our event is even better. And I agree, having it branded during the event, even if people are there, it does help them kind of go like, oh, this is really Denison. It's Denison. It's not Sherman. It's not Pottsboro. It's not
Right, right.
We're really in Denison, so I like that as well. So I think it's great.
Well, you guys have
Great design.
truly been wonderful with you know, giving us the support. You've had people that even in your own group have come out and watched this and been a part of it. And you know, this year it's for 2 years it's tagged in with a football game. So there's been a lot of traffic, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of everything. I mean, I realize that doesn't help the hotel part of it, but whatever.
No, but it does.
But it just gets visibility to the whole thing.
Yeah. What is curious? Is there football? Any event
There
going on?
would be, I think, Friday nights, but our event is Friday. Ours is a daytime deal.
Right.
So there's no conflict of any.
Oh no, I think it's all great. But you're actually the same day as Dia de los Muertos. So on Friday, which is super.
Is it
So,
really?
yeah, Saturday, the 7th of November. But we're at Heritage, which means we've got 2 things going on in town. Couldn't be happier. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So we'll already be
I thought
working.
we were a week past that.
And now Dia this year, we always do it this first Saturday in November. This is tricky.
I know.
So
there's no Saturday.
It is the first Saturday in November.
It is the first Saturday.
But it also keeps us not competing with Halloween. So
Gotcha.
it gets really crowded that weekend with Monsters on Main and trying to decorate and all that, so, and we're back at Heritage. So I think we'll also have really nice synergy with live. So K10, KXII, we'll have video and photography out. So I think we might be able to really maximize on that.
That's really interesting.
So we'll look at directional signage from our area to you. So like if you have an air firm or something to encourage people. The whole idea is to get them to spend longer. And at DIA, they typically have been saying 2.5 hours-ish based on the AI
Is that
data.
a one-day event or is that a
It
two-day?
starts at 10 in the morning and then it goes till 5,
Okay.
and there's a parade at 2.
Oh, okay.
And the parade just goes straight down Main Street, so it won't conflict with you at all. There
Okay,
shouldn't be any
okay.
issues with parking. I think it's just all about that many more things to do downtown.
Absolutely. Well, interestingly that you said that, I had put in a request with AKC originally because to us, it was the second weekend of November.
Yeah.
And so I had put in for the following weekend, to
Yeah.
your point.
Uh-huh.
And they go, oh no, we see that since Sunday is on the first, therefore that's the first weekend of November. So I literally had requested a pushback, but they put us back
Yeah.
to where we were located. Because I was trying not to, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes with the, that, but to your point, I think it'll be a
Oh, no, I
perfect.
think it's great. The more things there are to do, the better. I mean, if you can't get somebody to come because they go, I don't want to do it, but they like a car show, they'll come to the car show and still do the performances or the dog show and still do that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So I think it just helps build up
Could y'all
overall.
do a costume contest? For
I was
dogs,
trying
too?
to decide if I was going to bring that up or not. We do costume contest and we have dogs come, so, and the parade, but I'm not sure how we can make that. It's a little complicated, but.
That's really kind of fun. It's funny that you say that because I've participated with my dog and he'll attest to this. Every year in the Frontier Days, that's their
It's the
chamber
same
meeting.
concept, right?
Well, anyway, I've had a dog in that parade every year, and that's almost the most attracted, everybody's like, oh, how cute,
Mhm.
because it's always in a Western something, and this could have lots of different directions, that's cute.
Yeah.
It's the old creative.
I know, I was
juices.
thinking the same thing, but at the
Juices
very
rolling.
least, the live promo, getting the reporters out here, it will be a thing that's kind of fun, and then whatever advertising we can all think about doing.
Okay. Very good. Well, I'm excited. I think it's going to go great. I mean, our sign-ups for this start on September 1st,
Mhm.
and the event, is not till the 1st of November. Like I said, this whole feature thing in Texoma City Live is breaking September 1st,
Mhm.
which that's cool. And then, like I said, we had news out there, both Channel 12 and 10, both were out there last year because we made it to the news, segment. So that would be a double whammy with all the goings on of the extra stuff. So lots of fun.
All right, do we have any more discussions on the grant application?
No, I make a motion that we approve the grant to the TBNTC Fast Cat event to the total of, I want to make sure I'm writing the right total, but you already know what it is. I'm looking at too many numbers here. 2,000. There it is at $2,499.80. You would have put that in there anyway.
I'll second.
All in favor? All opposed? The grant has been approved.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you, Shelley.
Awesome. Well, we will jump in big time then. We're excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All
You
right.
can keep the t-shirt pictures.
Oh.
All right, on to item 3C. Let's receive a report, hold discussion, take action on establishing the Discover Denison Attractions Committee and appointing a CVB advisory board member to serve as the committee chair. So tell us a little bit about this new committee.
Alrighty, so I would
Thank you,
like
guys.
to start an attractions committee just so our different attractions partners can get together regularly and kind of talk about what's going on, struggles, exciting things, exciting updates, upcoming events, talk to each other about what they need, support, cross promotions. It's just really an opportunity for everybody to get in the same room and talk about what y'all have and help each other, support each other. Plus, it's a great opportunity for us to learn how we can support y'all better, rather than just learning about your events through, these CBB meetings. We'll be meeting more regularly, and we can help each other out. If y'all, so Cindy has Dia de los Muertos, if y'all want to have booths at her event, like how can we work together to promote Denison as a total experience, rather than everyone, working on their own, and we're helping where we can when we find out information. So the goal would be either we meet monthly or quarterly throughout the year, whatever works, but we would need a board member to serve as the committee chair. So that's what y'all would also be voting on today. If y'all wanted to wait until August to pick a chair when there's more people here, you're welcome to do that. But this would be our museum partners, hoteliers, entertainment venues and businesses, so like Heyday Entertainment as well. So any state park, like Texoma Association, any tourism partners, I want us to work together better.
All right, and then now, did you want this to start in 2025 or 2026?
2026.
I mean, 2026, 2027. I'm a whole year behind. So the reason I bring that up is because we have board members falling off in December, and one
Right.
of those, the new board members might be a good fit if no one wants to, not saying if no one wants to be the chair, but.
I would like it to start in 2026, preferably, words are hard, before winter activities start. So that way we can start working together and plan all of the holiday and winter events and activities that we have going on. So I think if we could get this going in September or October, like probably wait until after school starts, but that would be ideal.
Okay. Now, we could vote in Laura, Natalie, or Michael since they're not here today.
That's true.
So do we have any volunteers for the committee chair?
I'd like to be involved. Yeah, I think it sounds great.
Would you like to be the chair?
What do I actually have to do as the chair? Yeah.
You just have to come to the meetings. I will send all the committee emails like what Sam does for the Main Street committees. So I'll just send all those updates and agendas and reports. But I just need you to lead the meeting, to be present and lead it.
Okay.
Yeah, because there'll be a lot of outsiders that aren't on the board. We have
Yeah.
one of those with the city that's like, hey, I'm the only board member there often, so. All right. Do we need a motion? Because we're taking action?
Yes.
I make a motion that Kat Perkins be the chairman of the new Convention and Visitors Bureau Advisory Board, Attractions Committee, sorry, Discover Denison Attractions Committee.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
You second?
All right. Congratulations, Kat.
Thank you.
Congrats, Kat.
What did I get myself into? Too late now.
All right. On to the director's reports. First, we have tourism.
Okay, so I want to provide an update on short-term rental tax collection. So when we were at Tourism College, we learned that there are platforms that can actually collect and remit on behalf of municipalities. So right now, Denison doesn't qualify for that with Airbnb, but they are doing some policy changes. So it looks like possibly in the future that could change. We do have some scheduled meetings with both Airbnb and Vrbo Expedia to discuss that being an option. So Vrbo does have that. So basically, the platform will collect and remit the hotel occupancy tax directly on behalf of the operators. So as a short-term rental operator, you don't have to manually add the tax to the bookings anymore. They will do that, and they will send the city a check on your behalf. So that means like you wouldn't have to do the reporting or the collection on Avenue. Everything would just come to us. Airbnb might be doing that in the future. So basically what they have told us is that once we have official language on what we can do, the city council will just have to make an ordinance that allows these different platforms across the board to collect and remit on behalf of the owners. So it would make it more fair for all of the short-term rental property owners that are already collecting and remitting their taxes. And then it'll be more consistent. It will make it just easier for us to know what's going on. Nobody that creates a short-term rental on one of the platforms within city limits is exempt from it. So it's automatically added if you are within city limits. And so this should significantly drive our occupancy tax collection up because it's just added on there. We don't have to worry about trying to reach out to property owners and Airbnb operators to add that tax. And there will be no more confusion or ignorance and stuff like that on collecting it. It's just automatically added. So we're really hoping that we can get all of that passed. City Council already shows that they would be on board with that because obviously we're getting more hotel tax. So any revenue for the city is, greatly appreciated. But I should have more info for y'all at the August meeting. Like I said, we have some calls scheduled with Airbnb and Vrbo to learn more and how we can get this covered. Airbnb also has it's called City Portal, but basically it's like a back end for municipalities and destinations to receive data on the properties within city limits. So again, it has nothing to do with tax collection, but what it does show us is tourism data, so booking trends, occupancy patterns, seasonal demand, and then visitor insights. So we'll be able to have that information, and then we'll be able to track tourism activities. So what are, popular seasons and weekends that people are coming to Denison, and we'll be able to, work with host operators and our event organizers, regarding event planning, promotions, different strategies to, generate even more hotel stays once we know what these trends are. So we applied for that, so we're just waiting to hear back on if that's something that Denison can do. So that would be really exciting. Another thing that came up at Tourism College was a tourism incentive program. So on top of having tourism grants, we want to add an incentive for event organizers and tournament providers that are promoting hotel stays for their events. So what we are going to propose to the city council and leadership, our accounting team, stuff like that, is if organizers book a minimum of 25 hotel rooms for their event, they will receive $5 per room night booked. So City of McKinney, Plano, Frisco, they all do this, and they've had tremendous success with it. It allows the event organizers and tournament providers to try harder for their marketing promotions, as well as work with hotels better. Because they obviously have to have that data to be able to prove that 25 rooms were booked for this event specifically, because that's what they have with the hotelier. So the goal is to drive overnight visitation, and rather than us just, giving them flat grants and hoping for the best. They have more effort put into it to get a kickback for the event that they're hosting. So this would be on top of the grant that we would provide is an additional incentive or basically reimbursement that they would get for hosting the event.
Can I have two questions? How much is our hotel tax in our jurisdiction?
7%.
No, so it's 7%, what's the average? Like $5 feels like it's a fairly high amount. If it's 7%, it's $100 room, then they're getting the majority of it.
Yeah.
So that's my question.
Yeah.
So they have all felt like they got more rooms, that it was worth it? I mean, I don't know how many events like sporting, I'm thinking would be the one that would be the most likely.
Yeah.
It feels like a high percentage at our size, since we probably won't have that many, so that's just a thought. But I love the idea.
Yeah.
And then the other one is that the event organizers, like if it's sports and recs, then who is responsible for providing the data? Because that has not been easy to capture. Like, they might be staying in 6 different hotels. How does a place like McKinney overcome that?
So they have, like their tournament providers work directly with the hotels and say like, hey, we're hosting this event. Like, we need your help tracking. Like, are you here? Like, are the guests here for this specific softball tournament? So the hoteliers track that for them and then send them that data. And then that's what they send to Visit McKinney. But
So-
it's like a lot of effort on the hotelier and the event provider
Right.
side.
Right.
But it helps overall so that we know what people are coming here for.
Oh, I love it for us.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure it out on the dollar side and on the, like, Shelley and Robin will have to do that. They would then, if we had it in place, they would
Yeah.
then need to go to all of them. And I know
Right.
for, like, NTIF, they probably stayed at 5 or 6 different places. So it isn't like it's, a code. All
Yeah.
right, I was just curious.
And it
how-
would just be Denison
execute.
hotels too. So it wouldn't, like, obviously, like, it wouldn't be Sherman hotels they get a kickback for. And right now, Denison only has 4 operating hotels.
But not
So.
short stay?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No,
it's
it would
the
just be
hotel.
the hotels.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right, thanks.
Any other
With the
questions?
Airbnbs as well?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it
No,
will,
just the hotels.
just the hotels.
Mm-hmm. But
All right. Anything else?
yes, sorry, I have a lot. Discover Denison website scheduled to launch July 22nd. I haven't gotten an update about the events, Cindy, for Arts Council page, so I'm still waiting on that. On the 22nd, once it publishes, it should be 10 a.m. If y'all could take a look at it over the next week and let us know any feedback that you have. We have a 30-day punch list or 30-day window for our punch list. So anything that comes up or you notice or tweaks, changes, anything that we need to do has to be within that 30 days. But if y'all could just be online, preferably around noon on July 22nd, and just let me know what y'all think. And then the business advertisements, like those different business advertising opportunities and promotions, sponsored content, all of that, that we had talked about at the last meeting. City Council wants more information on it, so at the next August City Council meeting, we have to provide a project update for that, and then they will decide if that's something that they want us to move forward with. Again, this would just be on Discover Denison's website. It wouldn't be on the downtown microsite, but at this point, it's up to City Council to decide if they want to move forward with it. Obviously, we wouldn't have any chains, like businesses, restaurants, on the website or the visitor guide. So y'all will still have first priority for sponsorships and ads. If it is something that City Council decides that we would benefit from, they would start, or Simple View, their program, would start reaching out and soliciting y'all to have ads. And then the visitor guide, we'll have an updated draft for you at the next meeting. So that will be closer to our final draft. We had to change the cover photo and then fix a couple of things. And then we're just waiting on our website publishing before we can add some QR codes. So we're almost there, which is super exciting. And then I took all of y'all's edits and feedback from the last meeting and we applied it to this new version. So there'll definitely be some noticeable changes that you'll see. But we're really excited that it's nearing completion and that we're going to have a new guide because I probably only have like 200 copies of our current one. So we're not as generous of passing those out right now. And then lastly, we're going to host a familiarization tour in Denison the weekend of the TV Munson Wine Walk. So we're going to be welcoming some travel writers and content creators to Denison. Their travel expenses are going to be covered in exchange for social media, blogs, travel content that they write. So we're looking at having tour and tasting at Iron Root, Lake Texoma Sunset Dinner Cruise. They'll have VIP tickets to the Munson Wine Walk, and we're also adding a French market that day at the Katy Plaza, which we're excited about. We're going to take them out to eat at multiple restaurants. I'll do a tour of Eisenhower's birthplace, so we're going to book a private tour for them. And then they'll be staying at the Hilton. So they were really generous and are offering us complimentary stays for 4 of the guests, so we're really excited for that. And basically this is just a way for us to get some content about Denison, not at a high cost. Standard influencer prices are like anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 just for a weekend. So we're hoping, and that's without booking their stay. So we're hoping if we just offer them a lot of free opportunities and excursions and, you know, give them the best of the best treatment, that it'll incentivize them to post and write about how great their experience was, and hopefully we can get some more visits here. But if y'all have any feedback on that, all is appreciated. But that's all I have. If you have any questions.
No, but a comment. We approved everything. I guess it never made it to you. I thought we did that after the council meeting on our pages for Arts Council for the visitation guide. You said you were waiting for approval?
Yep.
Good. Yeah,
Awesome.
I thought it made it back to you. Sorry.
Awesome. Thank you.
So with this familiarization one, is that the whole weekend these guys will be here, or just that Saturday, or?
So they will stay Friday through Sunday.
Oh, great.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So Fridays when we would do the Iron Root tour and tasting, sunset cruise, take them out to the Point restaurant to eat, and then Saturday we would do everything in downtown Denison.
Nice. And which weekend is that again?
It's Labor Day weekend, so the 4th through the 6th.
Coming up soon. Good.
All right, is that it?
Yep.
Perfect. Let's move on to the next director's report. That is the Main Street report.
Okay. So we are, we have 3 weeks left for Music on Main. We had our biggest week this last week, and that's going really well. We haven't mentioned the Texoma FC yet, but they had a really good year, and I know a A lot of y'all are involved in that. And so they won the division. And so that's a really great thing. I think they're happy with being downtown. So glad our community has welcomed them. And so we're working on the fall things. Jordan's mentioned the wine walk that's Labor Day weekend. We also, the next weekend, have our Rhythm and Rails concert that we're partnering with Tourism on. That is not going to be at Heritage Park like we had hoped. And so don't worry, it's going to be ready for your weekend,
Well,
Cindy.
we're way out there. I just feel bad for you, so, yeah.
Don't think we'll be able to have the Chambers Fall Fest there either. But we are going to have our Rhythm and Rails. All the businesses have been super and have got us a good schedule for us. It's just our main entertainment is not going to be at Heritage Park. We're going to move it. I got approval to move it down to the Depot District lot. We're going to use the backdrop of the train mural, so it'll kind of be appropriate like it was meant to be. And so that's just going to be a change. I don't think there'll be any letdown from the attendees. They won't know the difference. We're just disappointed that we can't have it at Heritage Park, but we'll get there for next year. And so as I mentioned, the Fall Festival won't be held there. I'm working with them to get alternate arrangements. All the streets will be open. So right now, the substantial completion date is August 18th. As you can see, it's raining out there, so if we have rain days, it can be delayed, but the streets will be open by the substantial completion date and the alleys. So that's an exciting thing. It's just Heritage Park won't be finished. I want everybody to start thinking about 2027. Yeah, that's next year. Okay, 2027 calendars. Zach, for you, that's 2026.
Okay.
But we have to put our annual events on our calendar that we print. And August is when we start really working on that and collecting them. So that will be coming up. And we're doing our website. We have tailgating. I'll let Andrew tell about tailgating that we do with parks. So I think that's all unless y'all have questions.
Any questions? Thank you, Donna. All right, up next, Parks and Rec.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Just to give some event kind of summary and overview, THF Park activity for youth sports providers is kind of wrapping up for this season. All the leagues have completed, with the exception of Denison Youth Sports, who offers the recreational baseball program. They do have one all-star team, their 11U all-star team, who was actually qualified to be a part of the World Series. So they're going to be traveling to Alabama currently as we speak to compete at the Dixie Baseball World Series. So that's exciting news for Denison Youth Sports and the community to have a baseball team representing our awesome community. And then tournament-wise, this coming up weekend will be the last tournament for a couple of months as we approach the hot summer months. Generally, it's the off-season for tournaments, and then just with the unbearable heat, usually the providers kind of take a break for a while. So after this coming weekend, we'll have an absence up until about September before tournaments and leagues will kick off again. Some event updates. July is National Parks and Recreation Month. So in conjunction with that, we celebrate kind of a scavenger hunt that goes along with that. It's a full month of July. It's 4 one-week sessions, and we essentially invite the public to partake in this. You can sign up as an individual, you can sign up as a team, and there's various activities as part of the scavenger hunt that people can do. Visit our city facilities, our city parks, upload some videos. There's a lot of fun stuff, and when you do that, you're awarded points for participating, and then we have an actual weekly winner, and we've decided to give away $50 chamber cash to the weekly winner, just more of an incentive to get people to participate. So it's a good opportunity to, to celebrate National Parks and Recreation Month, get people out in our parks, be active, and have a lot of fun at the same time. And then that will go through July 28th, so there's still a couple of weeks of activities remaining with that program. Popsicles in the Park, one of our annual events that's coming up this Thursday, going to be at Waterloo Lake Park from 5:30 to 7:30. We're giving away free popsicles for families. We'll have yard games, some water gun fights, potentially a water inflatable. It's a good opportunity for the public to come out and just intermingle with park staff, and we're there to answer any questions and also celebrate Parks and Recreation Month with them. Yellow Jacket tailgating, as Donna indicated earlier, that is just next month on August 28th, the Battle of the Axe game. The big one is going to kick off on the 28th, and that'll be our largest tailgating event of the season. But it's definitely a collaborative effort with downtown Denison, Donna and her team, and then with the school district to provide some very festive and traditional activities in the park. We'll have some vendors come out, set up, sell things, give things away, activities for families to do prior to home football games, kind of create, some of those traditional and get people excited about the upcoming football season. So like I said, that'll kick off on the 28th of August with the big one, Battle of the Axe, and then there's 4 more tailgating events that coincide with the varsity home football games. And then lastly, Denison on Ice. It's hard to think about ice right now in the middle of July, but that's coming up quickly. That season will fire off on November 21st to the public and conclude on January 3rd. This will be our 11th season of operating the program, so planning and coordinating efforts are in full swing right now. And we are in the process of soliciting sponsorships. So those are available with different packages through DenisonOnIce.com. So if y'all know anybody that wants to be involved and help, promote their business, help support the event, because we really do rely on sponsorships to help offset a lot of the operational costs of the program, that is live and ongoing. So that is all I have at this current time, and I'm available if you have any questions. Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you, sir. All right, up next, the chamber, nothing to report. And then, so, Denison Arts Council.
Sorry about the texting today with contractors in the building, and so they're finding things or fixing things, and it's just stuff that happens today. We moved Saturday, we closed Wednesday, moved Saturday, and our ribbon cutting will be the 28th. We're scheduled for 3 o'clock. So start watching social media for that. And then we're actually having our donor event that Friday and the 31st. And then on August 1st will be our open house. And it's also the kickoff to the next art show, which is called Small on the Wall. We've got a really good turnout for Small on the Wall. It's a popular thing for the artists. So we always try to get the regional artists to show up at that and talk it up. We also did a campaign called The Heart, H-E-A-R-T, of Denison, and passed out over 110-inch canvases for people to decorate. If you're still interested, I could find a way. And we just want to show everything about Denison. So they're starting to come in. There's everything from the simplest to the most elaborate. Today I picked up one that you would buy. It's this beautiful watercolor of a sunset over Waterloo. I put a lot of time into it. But we're going to make a montage of that all through the house, the building itself. So we plan on leaving those up for a while. Right now, the gallery will be the main focus because that's our main business. But programming, we're trying to kind of figure out what we're going to do starting the week after Labor Day. Honestly, the September, October, November of this year, it'll probably be more what I call local programming, classes and things for local people. We are then more relevant to this team looking at having like advanced level artwork vendor for a day, and they look for things like that to do. But we gotta get our feet wet and figure the system out. We don't have a booking system, ticketing, calendar, all those things to really run big programs. So that's to come, and we're excited. The Dia de los Muertos, of course, is November 7th, and we're gonna be looking for sponsorships, because now is when we start really looking at our big advertising for that. It's listed on all the sites. We do an evergreen card that's already at the tourist center, so we're getting more of those out. And we do have a Spanish page and an English page now that we started last year. So we want to continue to promote in a little more expanded community than we did before. Our biggest advertising last year was $13,000 in a kind of of overall electronic, and that's cable TV and YouTube and a whole bunch of stuff. That's going to depend on what happens with the hot tax income, as well as if we get some grants. But we'll see. We got some kick from it, but it's we don't know. We'll try it again, but it was a pretty big investment for overall, and so we're testing it to see if we want to do it again. That's probably it for us.
All right, thank you for that update. We have an update for DDI. Do we have any members? All right, no update for DDI, no update for Lake Texoma. How about for Eisenhower Birthplace State Historical Site?
We don't have any new updates, actually, just still gearing up for all the fall events.
All right. And we won't have an update for Perrin Air Force Base today. Jordan, do you have anything else?
So the last thing I have is we need to start thinking about some board member updates. So Zach will be rolled off, Laura will be rolled off, Mike will be rolled off. Cindy, you'll have to think on if you want to be replaced by Nancy.
So right now, this seat is still considered I highly recommend it, since we get a portion of hot tax. I think it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And I would say yes. I've already put
Yeah.
her on everything else, so I think it's just one more thing for her to. And today I put her, I'm gonna have her join Junior League, the Rotary, and Denison Leadership. She's gonna be a busy girl when she gets here, but she's gotta meet people, right? So
Right.
those are all ways to do it. I would say yes. I
Okay.
don't know if they wanna consider, since it's an open seat, if it's the same voting, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Brandy is not part-time with LTA, so we might have a new representative for them. And then Amy, you'll just have to be reappointed, and then Kat, you're 27, so you have until 27. And then Amanda, you'll have to be reappointed too. Unless you want a replacement. You've been doing it for 3 years, so your place is a little bit different with the birthplace. Like, they did a 3-year term for you, but it's typically 2-year terms. But you'll still be able to be reappointed if you want to. But we will need to start thinking about replacements and inviting new potential board members. So if you think of anybody, let me know so that I can send them formal invitations. The applications for that will open October 1st. And then we'll send that to City Council. They typically help us with interviews and the process. And then City Council will appoint the new board members at the January meetings.
So do we have any, the seats, are they assigned? Is mine a chamber seat or is mine open? Just at Main
Yours?
Street?
Let me look at it.
I guess really the question is, who do we need to start thinking about and asking if they'd be involved? I know we probably want hotels, attractions.
So place 1, which Amy has, is food and beverage establishment. Place 2, downtown Denison Inc. representative. Kat, you have the hotel motel short-term rental. Zach, yours is Denison Chamber of Commerce. Amanda's is a Denison history representative. Brandy's is Lake Texoma tourism representative. Mike's is sport tourism, outdoor recreation. And then, both Cindy and Laura are at-large positions.
All right.
So when we're recommending somebody, does it need to be an email or formal, like if I recommend Nancy to start next year? Is it December, or January, I mean, is it calendar year?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes, just send me an email and I'll send them an official invitation. But it's 3 staggered terms, no more than 2 consecutive. So, like Zach, after the next 2 years, like you could come back on. So you've done 2 consecutive years already, but then if you wanted to do, I guess it would be like 29 to 31. You could do that if you wanted to.
And then, so basically what we're looking for is chamber, sports, and then at-large? For the 3 for Zach,
well,
Mike, Laura?
And Lake Tex, yeah, that's true, yeah. And then I'll work on Lake Texoma Association. And then
We'll
we'll
do our
have
council, yep.
Nancy replace you. Okay. All right. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right, and then on the sport, I hadn't adjourned yet, so now,
Yeah, you're right.
don't,
Don't get in a hurry.
don't unrecord. Did you already unrecord?
Nope.
Okay. So on the sport, who are we looking for there? Would it be a facility like we did with Mike, or is it, hey, someone from Denison Youth Sports? Who are we looking for? Who's the target?
I think any of that, I would probably stay away from like Denison Youth Sports or like Boys and Girls Club, because that's more like local league play. We're not getting hotel site visits from that. So if it was similar to Mike's position where, you know, it's an attraction that we have that's part of our destination. So,
What
you
about the
know,
golf
elevate
guys?
golf
Yeah.
Golf, I
or,
was thinking for
yeah.
the
Yeah.
FC, soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
with the
think
soccer, I was
Yeah,
thinking with
Texoma
Steve.
FC, yeah.
Texas,
Any-
they both downtown and
Mhm.
Yeah.
could really represent some tourist opportunities.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And TFC is really looking to grow as well and have more people that are all part of it, so.
Yeah. And we'll know more, like, if they were to get on the board, like, we can help them more, too, knowing, like, what all they've got going. Because right now, we just follow their social media posts to see what's going
Yeah.
on.
Well, I think they've got 3 games for a playoff now, and then I think they do have the chance to go up to the League One or something like that. But from the sounds of things, it's extremely expensive to do that. So I think they're talking about maybe just kind of glide where they are right now and
Yeah.
then build it up to that.
Okay. That's so cool.
So.
All right. So, with all business being taken care of, at 2:55, let's adjourn the CVB Advisory Board meeting.